Thanks for joining us for another edition of the Workers Podcast. I'm R. Anderson Edgell. Now, in Antigua and Barbuda and all across the world, we're just a few days away from celebrating Labor Day, a very important day for workers, again, all across the world. And we're using this opportunity, this edition of the Workers Podcast, to foster some discussion around Labor Day and workers' rights and everything related to workers in this country and, again, farther afield. So I've put together an incredible panel, some guests with us today to spend a few moments with us to talk about this important subject. I want to welcome to our Workers Podcast on this occasion the Vice President of the Antigua and Barbuda Workers Union Youth Arm. His name is Charles Browne. So happy you could be with us.
Happy to be here.
Also, we have an Industrial Relations Officer, and I might add the newest Industrial Relations Officer at the Antigua and Barbuda Workers Union. I'll allow her to introduce herself.
Hello, I'm Onekha Elvin. Thank you for having us.
And also, no stranger to the ABWU and, of course, the Workers Podcast, we have Brother Kem Riley, President of the Antigua and Barbuda Workers Union.
Good day, one and all, and thank you for inviting me to the podcast once again.
So happy to have all of you. Now, we'll dive right in, and of course, I'll use the beginning, the opening remarks, and ask Brother Kem to share with us some historical context around Labor Day. How did we get here?
Well, Anderson, we got here sometime in 1886, where the modern labor movement gained momentum from workers within the Haymarket affair. These employees were rallying and striking for 8-hour workday. That would mean they were working excess of maybe 12, 14 hours. And this is at normal pay, not premium pay that people are enjoying now. Subsequently, in 1889, it became official that the 1st of May will be Labor Day, or the Workers' Day. In Antigua, we were also celebrating Labor Day, but we had to go to work. And it's only until 1951 this day became a public holiday where we can enjoy, we can fellowship with our
workers, members. Yeah.
And you know, it is a big accomplishment in Antigua and Barbuda.
Yeah, it's our day.
And we want people to understand that it came out of a struggle. And these employees at the time in 1886 recognized, 8 hours is good time to work.
Yeah.
And we have benefited from that struggle since 1886. So now workers must understand the struggle continues. So we have the day as a public holiday in Antigua, and it did not come at an easy time. There had to be struggle, there had to be agitation, there had to be strike, demonstration, and those kind of things. So we must protect our day. So that is the history. And it took many years. As I said, 1951 from 1886 is a long time. So that was when it became a public holiday in Antigua, and we now celebrate 75 years of it being a public holiday. And that is a big achievement in Antigua and Barbuda.
That is so important. And what I like about Labor Day, it also gives us an opportunity not to just reflect on that initial achievement in terms of stipulating a viable work day of 8 hours, a reasonable work day of 8 hours. But since that time, we've had so many gains to add upon that we can celebrate at this time of year. I wanted to give you an opportunity just to share with us some of the other accomplishments that we have achieved as a collective in solidarity as workers that we should get together and commemorate at this time of the year.
Yes, one of the most important is the 40-hour work week. I know that our labor code still have installed a 48-hour work week, but majority of the employees in Antigua work a 40-hour work week. And the ILO, even though the Antigua has not ratified the 40-hour work week, we have been practicing it. But it is time for the legislation to change, because home-life balance is what is applicable now.
Yes.
People, long are the days when people want to be away from their family for such protracted time. And you have the issues where families are separated because daddy is away for such a long time. The children don't get to bond with their fathers because they're out in the field and those kind of things. So getting the family back together, rest is an important thing. And in this future, and the future coming, we have a lot of other type of occupational injuries. It's not like the old days when you're cutting cane and you're cutting your foot with the cutlass. It is now the air condition, this is the computer that you're looking at, and all those are the kind of things that are now impacting the new worker. So it's not the manual labor that is now affecting us most. It's the air condition that needs cleaning. It is the building that has the mold and the asbestos and those kind of things. So we have a lot of things to celebrate, because we would have garnered a lot of things, a lot of benefits over the years. Antigua and Barbuda Workers Union is one that have gone to the Privy Council and would have secured many achievements at the Privy Council on behalf of workers. Cable and wireless is one of them. Privy Council. The Workers Union went there. The only union that went to the industrial court and argued its own case. Other unions were using lawyers. So we, as the Antigua and Barbuda Workers Union, have put a lot of things in place for workers. Our collective agreement is one that is far surpass a lot. I've been in the region attending a lot of seminars, and when they hear about Antigua, they salute us, because they recognize Antigua's industrial relations practice is really far outstretching a lot of the other countries. And we have to be proud in Antigua. We are 108 square miles, and people look up to us. They look up to Antigua and Barbuda Workers Union. When they look at our podcast, when they look at our Facebook page, they're saying, they're looking at, we have a vibrant youth arm. It's because the Antigua and Barbuda Workers Union puts the workers first, believing in training, and we will continue to train our members. So Labor Day, workers must understand that the union officers cannot do it without them, because they are the union. They are the one that fuel us. Yes. They are the one that let us get the momentum to want to do better for them. And if they want to stay away, then that will deflate the officer representing them. So they must understand Labor Day is their day. And anything that they want to get in a collective agreement, anything that they want to get their workplace to adopt, will be, because they would bring that information to us, and then we then agitate on behalf of them. So those are the things that we want employees to understand. Labor Day is not a political day. And I everywhere that I go, I'm going to keep on pressing that it is not a political day. It is a workers' day. And yes, we are quite aware that the political arms would want to use the employees for their own. But I'm going to say, they must understand that their union is who secure a lot of benefits for them, not the political arm. It is the union. And on Labor Day, they must join with their union, whether it is the ATNLU, whether it is Workers' Union, whether it is the Free Trade Union, whether it is the TUC. Go with your union. At the end of the day, where you end up don't have anything to do with the union, but support the union that has secure benefits for you. And this is what we want employees to understand. Labor Day, come, we're here from 9 o'clock in the morning.
Yes, 9 a.m.
We will have in speeches, even if you want to say, I want to say something on behalf of my union. You come up to the podium and you make that request. We will not stop you from saying anything on behalf of your union. because that is what you're supposed to do. You should shout it from the mountaintop that your union has done a lot for you. And I don't think a lot of employees do that. But when it's the negative, they're quick to speak about it. But when the union secure victory for you, the union take your matter to the industrial court and won it for you, you're supposed to shout it from the mountaintop. But as soon as the union don't get a salary increase for you, it is the union not doing anything. And we need to change that mindset in Antigua and Barbuda.
Absolutely. Now, Charles, I want to come to you because you're the youngest among us here today. And again, you're the vice president of the ABWU youth. As a young person, as a young worker, what does Labor Day mean for you? And when you speak to your colleagues, do they have an appreciation for Labor Day in the way that someone like Kem, who may have been in the union movement, in the workers' movement for a while, has? What are you hearing from your colleagues? How do they understand Labor Day, and how can we bridge that gap?
It's a completely different thing when it comes to the young people. Because as you can see, Kem has, the historical background. He's more educated when it comes to this type of stuff. Us young people, we just see it as a holiday. We just see it as a time to be with the family, a time to relax, a time to be away from the workplace and just, recuperate ourselves for the next working day. So in order for us to bridge the gap, education, you have to educate our young workers, because a lot of us young people, we go into the workplace, we're not educated about our history, we don't know where we come from, we don't even know the labor code or, the collective agreement. There are a lot of stuff that we don't know. Like even me, myself, I didn't have a full understanding of a collective agreement until probably my second year of working. Wow. You understand? So there are a lot of things that us young people need to catch up on when we enter the workplace. Even before we enter the workplace, it's better for us to be educated so we're prepared for the workplace and have an appreciation of not just the labor code and stuff, but appreciation of Labor Day.
Wow, that's valid. Onekha, you interact with workers every day, whether it be in the forum of a workplace or the grievance matters. When you speak to workers out there on the street in their workplaces, how would you convey to them the importance of Labor Day and us holding on to it, not letting go of it, not allowing it to be used for other purposes other than what it was originally intended to do, to recognize workers, to celebrate our achievements, and to advocate for more benefits for workers? How do you convey that message to workers out there on a day-to-day basis?
Well, as my colleagues are saying, Labor Day is a very important day. It's our day, it's the workers' day. And a lot of us, just like my brother here, may not understand the historical factor of it. But just the fact that we have to protect this day to say, look, we are here for you, we advocate for you, you have to be respected, we work within the workplace on a daily basis, and we need a time for ourselves to just relax, just to enjoy with our family and friends, and also recognizing the importance of why we're doing it. I mean, persons like myself, I'm the new worker here, industrial officer here. So when I have my one-on-one consultations, I would explain to them, hey, the workers' union is in existence because we're here to fight and advocate and to make sure that your life is being secure and your job is secure. And when we ask you to come on out and support officers here in the Labor Day celebrations, it's important because you are the reason why we are doing this entire fight. And it's your day, and we have to, just remember and recognize that.
Wow, wow. Now, another thing that I've noticed, and you can give me some insight on it since you're dealing with workers every day. Based on my interactions online, because I deal with the public relations and that sort of stuff, sometimes I worry that people don't have a full understanding and appreciation of their rights.
Yes.
In some cases, very, very basic rights.
Yeah.
What do you find when you speak to workers?
I find that every day. I mean, when they come in, they don't know the simple basic things like C5 of a labor code, where you have to, the breakdown of your contract, probation period. And so what we do on a daily basis, once I have a consultation or any of the officers, we not only deal with the immediate matter, but we also educate them as to what their rights are, what their contract should look at, their hours of work, and we also encourage them to become members as well too. And as a member, you get benefits in terms of training and workshops and seminars. And even if you check our Facebook page, you see that we have been actively working throughout the year. That's a fantastic thing about the ABWU. We never stop working. We never stop putting on training programs. So we do it in a one-on-one setting when we have our individual consults, and we also do it on a broader scale as well too. We go into the workplaces, even if we're doing a negotiation or we're just having a meeting. We use the opportunity at every stage to educate our general public and our membership. And I know for a fact, from being here since last year, September, persons are very appreciative of the work that we do. And from time to time, they will meet us on the street and say, hey man, thanks for coming, or thank you so much for sharing the information. And I didn't know this, you know what I'm saying? And from that, we not only gain membership, but we share knowledge and information. And we will continue to do so. We are 59 years old. We've done it 59 years ago, and we will continue to do it 59 years and beyond.
Mm-hmm. And I want to stick a pin there on the issue of education,
yes.
educating workers that you spoke about. And Charles, can feel free to chime in here. Because what I see is when people don't know their rights, they create an opportunity for employers to erode it.
Absolutely.
Little by little.
Absolutely.
So the employer is violating your rights because you don't know it. And you don't push back because you're not educated. And sometimes
That's
even
correct.
fear.
Yes.
Out of fear.
I think that's the biggest part,
Yeah.
the fear.
Yeah.
Fear factor is the biggest of it. Because even though they know sometimes, it's
Yes.
just that they're afraid to challenge their
Yeah.
employer. And they don't understand that they have a right to challenge
Correct.
respectfully.
Yes.
Yeah. And that's the important thing when you have a union. Please go ahead, Charles.
A lot of young people, they enter the workplace, especially those who are coming from, job program, those who just on a simple contract and stuff. They fear to actually stand up for themselves in the workplace because, okay, hey, I'm just here for a period, I'm on a probationary period, I don't want to get in trouble with the boss, I don't want to say anything out of line, and they hold back. And knowing your rights is very important because even though you're just coming from job program or you're not, fully employed, you're working and you have rights, and it's for us to be, more aware of that and exercise our rights more.
Yeah.
Correct.
Not just to know your rights, but how to apply it, as Brother Kem said, respectfully. And that's what we do here. We train you and teach you how to go about approaching. Sometimes it's just a simple case of asking a question or to seek clarity. So those are the things that we do here. So yes, you know what you're supposed to do, but how to apply it, how to go about executing it, everything is what we make sure our workers and members understand.
Just to add something to that, because our working environment really banks on us knowing our rights and applying our rights.
Yes.
Because what I see in the workplace in different areas and what I'm hearing from other young people and part of my peers as well, they go out into the workplace and there's this thing about, okay, let's say the boss says something wrong to a co-worker or something.
Right.
You go behind me, you hear what the supervisor said to this woman, saying, you're not, doing anything about it. And you have to know that actually applying your rights, exercising your rights is, what's going to change your environment. And a lot of young people today, as soon as they get a little backlash from this, so instead of standing up for themselves, they say, hey, I'm going to find a different job.
But that's why we're here,
Yes.
Brother Kem and myself and all
I
the
hear that
officers.
a lot.
That's why they're here, and they forget that the workers' union exists.
We're a phone call away, a Facebook click away, a website away.
Yeah, and Brother Browne is really on the point because young people right now are taking no ignorance.
Yeah.
And they would rather just resign and not having to deal with the headache. But if you're going to run from one area to another, because all workplaces have their issues.
Yes,
So you
all
might
them,
think that
all
the
them.
grass is greener over there when
It's
it's still the
definitely
same
not.
thing. It's the same thing
Definitely
going
not.
on,
You're walking to
maybe
the same
worse.
thing.
So I think when you're able to handle your
Yes.
issues, then it makes you more stronger and know how to deal with it.
Yes.
I think what is also needed is the avenue to have conversation. So yes, you can have the conversation with your HR. The union is here. we are confidential, so you come, you sit, you have your conversation. As long as you say, it's just for me to have a conversation to get you off my mind, we're not calling nobody. If you say that you need us to deal with it, we deal with it. But if you come just to have a conversation, and that's what we are also counselors.
Yeah.
We have to speak to people, and I think that is the thing that is lacking in Antigua, somebody to speak to.
Yeah.
People don't have people to speak to that they have confidence in. I've asked about your HR. Oh no, I'm not going to my HR because when I walk out the door, my business is out the door too. And those are the things that people are afraid of. So I am putting to the listeners that if you want to have a confidential conversation, workers' union, when the door closes, when you leave, it is there. We don't remember it until the only time we deal with a matter is if you instruct us to deal with the matter.
So I'm listening to you, and I want to come back to a point that Charles raised, and we all spoke about the issue of fear, right? You have a situation in the workplace, and rather than standing up for your rights because of fear, afraid of losing your job or getting into conflict or whatever with the employer, you choose to resign and go somewhere else. It happens, right? But one of the things I'm seeing and I'm observing, I think if there was more solidarity, more togetherness in workplaces, it makes it easier for you as an individual to challenge a matter with the employer, right? And I've listened to folks in workplaces, I've been around the union, and I see a lot of times there's a lack of solidarity among employees, even younger employees. Everybody is divided, doing their own thing on their own. I'm gonna just resign and leave, as opposed to colleagues coming together around the issue. Because if it affects one employee today,
Of course,
it could affect another one in the future. All right.
And I think that's what they don't recognize. They don't recognize that if the manager is picking on me and I resign and that manager is just a bad manager, he's going to pick on somebody.
Correct.
Because it's not that you're just there that you did something that he's picking on you. But sometimes I say to employees, because when I was in the workforce, I thought that this manager was picking on me, but he saw potential in me. So he always saying, you can do better. And I think he picking on me. But when you really sit down and think about it, people see your potential, and the way they might be coming to tell you about your potential is where you think that is more picking on you, and you're taking it negative really than the positive. So we have to be able to know whether or not it's a positive picking on or it's just a person who just bullying me.
That's right.
You understand? So, because bullying is different than
positive criticism.
Positive, right. So, and those are things that we are now addressing. Bullying is something that is really rampant. And I have had the opportunity on a number of occasions where it's two employees. And one of the employee wants you as the union officer to get the other employee terminated. And you're saying to them, but they are all of our members.
Yeah.
This is not what we're here for. And I think, as you're rightly saying, people not standing up. If you see something, you should really come, address it, have the conversation. I could remember dealing with a matter with, I would say it's fighting, because one hit one and one hit one. And both of them called me as the union officer. And I said to them, both of you calling me. I'd rather us come in here at the union and sit down and resolve it here before going to a disciplinary hearing with management. Because if we're going to go into a meeting to say, I hit you and I hit you back, that's instant termination. And I said, we're not going there because I don't want you all to lose your job. And we sat in our office and we discussed it, and we went with an approach. From the onset of the meeting, they advised management, we have already sorted out our issues, we have apologized to each other, and we will no longer, we would not behave that way again. And management took that as a positive step, and they did not get terminated. So these are things that, and I'm asking our members, we're not here to represent you against one another. We're here to represent you against management. We're here to get better terms and conditions for you. We rather you to resolve your issues. Nobody has to go to work to like one another, but you have to work with one another.
Absolutely.
And that's what employees must understand. We don't like the picking on each other. We are black people trying to make $1. We all trying to make $1. So do not, I want to say blunt, don't badmind somebody else. You don't know what the person have put out themselves to be where they are, and as soon as they get a supervisor role, you start badmind them, you start to say them all kind of things. And we have to recognize, brothers and sisters, we have to support one another. And if the issue is affecting you, it will affect somebody else. And as they said, don't think that because it's not affecting you now, you're not going to support your brother. It will come. And this is what we need, this solidarity. And that's why we're saying Labor Day is the solidarity. Yes. Labor Day is the day that we come together and band together. Our 10 section should be here at the union on the 4th of May. Yes. We should be filling the road with our blue shirts. And our blue shirt is not a UPP shirt. I'm telling them straight now. Yes. It is a workers' union shirt, yes. My union. My union. And we do not stop any organization from marching with us. Yeah. And this is what I've heard it from time to time. I was the president of the TUC, and I tell them, let us march from workers' union, and they say, well, you people behind there. I say, you see them? I don't see them. I see workers.
That's correct.
I see workers behind there.
Yes.
You're seeing UPP people. I don't see UPP. I see workers.
That's right.
I see retirees.
Yes.
I see pensioners. Yes. That's what I see when I look into the crowd. But you're seeing UP, and they could not find themselves to understand that everybody that come and march with us are workers or have worked. Mm-hmm. And they continue to support in a union that would have done a lot for them. And this is the conversation we need. It's a hard conversation, and that's why I'm saying the politics is dividing the union. It's dividing the unions. It's dividing the unions, and we need to stop it.
What I'd like to underscore here, and to put it in its most simplest form, is that workers, our strength is in our solidarity.
In numbers. It's in our numbers.
Our strength is in our numbers. Our strength is in our unity. The gains that we have, the rights, the benefits that we enjoy now,
the job
and will
security
exactly
and all
will
of
enjoy in the future,
yes.
is because of solidarity.
Absolutely.
It's because, and solidarity gives you leverage with your employer. If it's just you alone out there, God be with you.
We will be with you and God.
But if we're together
yes.
as a unit, as a collective,
point.
we have more strength. There's strength in numbers. Hence, if we don't get the solidarity on the workplace, yes. then I don't expect to see it on Labor Day. So I'm saying we have to start at the workplace yes. level.
Agreed.
Let us show our solidarity, let us show our numbers, let us show our support, unity, and strength. And then we bring that out on Labor Day when everybody comes together and say, hey, it's because of I understand and I recognize it's because of our togetherness why we have these gains. We have severance protection, severance packages. We have a shorter yes. work week. We have a pension package yes. and all these things. It's because of our togetherness, approaching employers, saying, look, we need these things done for us. We want to improve our well-being and our quality of life as well.
Absolutely.
The workplace shouldn't only benefit the employer, it should also benefit the employee. It's a partnership.
Absolutely.
Right? We are stakeholders equally so
Absolutely.
with the employer to bring about benefits
Absolutely.
for all. So that's what I want audiences to understand.
One of the things that I want the audience to understand, the solidarity also comes with the sacrifice. Because all the gains that we have had, somebody get terminated for it.
Wow.
Somebody was striking and they get fired for it.
That's a reality check.
We have the cases, the court cases that the union would have fought where Jolly Beach, that was in Club Antigua, it named something before Jolly Beach. And the employees strike for 2 weeks for their increase. Now today, as soon as they strike one day, they don't want to go in because they're not getting pay. And people don't understand you must sacrifice for the greater good.
Absolutely.
So you losing 2 days pay to get your increase and back pay is better than not doing anything at all. And that's what workers must understand. Because when you tell them you have to take action, we're going to get paid, that's the mindset. We must sacrifice. What we have now in law and in collective agreements is because somebody sacrificed for it. So for the future, you must stand up and make a sacrifice. But right now, we are the economic slave. So we look at, oh, my child is in university, I have a mortgage to pay, so I don't want to take no action because I don't want to lose my job. COVID came and people lost their job. A hurricane came and people lose their job. So if you can lose your job for natural disaster, why can't you stand up for your right? And if you lose your job, you stand up for your right for the future, the people to come. So all the benefits. I could tell you, I could go on because I've read all the judgments of Keatlin Smiths and Baldwin, and they went to industrial court fighting for workers when they take the action. And we need to workers need to understand, the young people, I'm going to point to the young people. You must understand that people would have left things in place for you. And I'm going to say, they call you, do I have compassionate leave? I said, not in law, but in collective agreements. Yes. So if you go into the labor code, there's nothing by the name of bereavement leave and compassionate leave, but people call because you're at a workplace that is unionized that have it. So you think you're entitled to it. No, you're not. Get a union, the union negotiate those terms and conditions for you also. So I'm saying to the young workers, do not just give up. If your supervisor, manager is harassing you, come to the union, let us have a conversation. Because if you don't have a conversation, you would not get mature enough to be able to handle it at another workplace, because that will mean every workplace that you go to and this behavior happens, you're going to leave just alike. But you have to know, understand how to deal with that thing, that harassment, if you think it's a harassment. Because workers don't understand, you can write to your supervisor, you can write to your manager, you can copy the union to say, well, this is my complaint. Because anywhere you go, that's the start of a grievance. Yes. The employee grieve, the union handle their grievance or the dispute. Yeah. So we don't grieve for you. Or we can grieve for you. We can grieve for you, but you have to start your process. When people come into my office, the first thing I ask them, have you approached your supervisor or manager on it? Yeah. Because when I call them, I don't want to hear they don't know. Mm-hmm. I want to be able to put my neck on the block to say, you did not do anything. Right.
And at that point is where we step in and help them and even coach them and counsel persons on how to have conversations. So that's like Brother Kemp said earlier. Even though we're union officers, we're counselors as well too.
That is so true.
And I've had many cases where when we do our counseling with our one-on-one membership and encourage them to have conversations, case solved.
Wow.
Yes.
That's simple.
That's simple. So it starts with a conversation. And then that's why we're here to help you, to train you, to equip you in how to
have that conversation. Because your conversation must be with respect.
That's right.
Your conversation must be respect, because discussion is what it is. It's not one side overpowering the other. It's having a conversation with your supervisor, manager, and do it respectfully. People think that you have to be disrespectful. Conversation, and I think in society, I look at Facebook. The conversation on Facebook is more disrespect. Yes. You cannot disagree with somebody before they become disrespectful. That's right. And this is what we're saying to our members. You don't need to get that way.
That's correct.
You don't agree, you can disagree to agree.
That's right.
And move on and get somebody to come in to be a mediator to see whether or not you were saying something right or wrong and how you can address it. And that's what we need to do. Better conversation, respecting each other. And I will speak to all the managers and supervisors. Not because you have the power. Mm-hmm. You must also have respect for the line staff, for your junior employees. Because nobody nowadays taking disrespect, no care who you be. They're going to disrespect you back. And we've had that training with the young people, and they're saying, me answer back them, the supervisor. And we have to say, no, you don't do that, because you're going to be wrong. You're giving away your rights. You're giving away your rights. So the managers speak to you kind of when you answer them back, then it
Yeah.
cancel out.
Too wrong.
So you can now go and deal with the supervisor because you answered back. You understand? And people must understand, not because they wrong you mean you wrong them too.
Yeah.
You go and deal with it because they have somebody above them. Unless it's their business place, and the industrial relations tell you if you're the owner of the business disrespect you and you just resign constructively, then it's an unfair dismissal. So you do have recourse even though it's an owner of a business. So I will tell anybody, do not go the back and forth tiff, because you have your right and you throw it away when you then behave the same as the person.
Yeah.
So we were just about out of time, but before we go, I want to bring back our Sister Industrial Relations Officer, Sister Onekha, because one of the things that we've developed so much as a union movement, and we recognize the complexities and everything involved in there, and that there are specific groups within the wide body of workers that may need special attention, and we've identified them over the years, like our young workers and also women. And I wanted to speak a bit about how our union organization has really been uplifting women and including women as we move forward in terms of improving benefits for workers all across Antigua and Barbuda.
Yes, well, I'm here as an officer and I'm a woman. So that in itself shows the progression of the union. You know, we're inclusive of all genders. And having a woman in the industrial relations practice, we have a seat at the table. We can bring the issues that affect us, and even to when we're negotiating and so on, and we can add clauses in the collective agreements that affects women. And even most recently, we have the 3 M's included in our collective agreement. This will be menstruation, menopause, maternity, and even now andropause for males. So that's a big accomplishment that the Antigua and Barbuda Workers Union has been doing, where we are now not just talking the talk, but we are there at the table making the decisions. We're asking our memberships, hey, what it is that you would like to see as a woman, and to have policies and collective clauses implemented so that persons can get, have flexibility and inclusivity as a woman.
And I'm glad you brought up the issue of the three M's.
Yes.
Because if we look at the genesis of that,
yes,
that came out of a women's conference, our inaugural
women's
conference.
Headed by Sister Hazel Luke.
Correct.
Yes.
When women got together, they shared issues that were important to them. And,
absolutely.
Menopause and these things came up as major items. And out of that, we were able to look at our wider affiliate, UNI, and include that 3M's article in, and now we're developing them and putting them into our collective agreements.
So that the women can benefit.
Yeah, so it shows that we're listening.
We are listening, and we are,
yes. Yeah.
And even most recently, our maternity leave have increased now to 14
Correct.
weeks.
Yes.
You know, so it is things like this that the union agitate for, because we're also part of other committees nationally, like the Labor Board and other groupings, that when we go to these settings, because that's why it's important for us to be a part of legislations and making, we can agitate to have these new legislations implemented so it benefits everybody.
So workers, if you're on the collective agreement with the Antigua and Barbuda Workers Union, you can look forward to more progressive articles.
Of course.
Again, with the 3M's revolutionary, there's special accommodations that they're looking at giving to women who are experiencing the challenges associated with maternity, menopause, and menstruation. Of course, look out for these things. Now, we're going to wind things down, and I'm going to give each of you an opportunity just to share your closing remarks, and then I'll come back and invite everyone to our Labor Day event. I'll start with you, Charles.
Just to close off, because I want to stress on what you guys said about solidarity and coming together, because one thing people have to realize is that your silence makes you part of the problem. Your silence makes you part of the problem, so it's very important for you to speak up. And especially for us young people, because there are going to be people that's going to come after us. You know, we can't just leave everything to the older folks. You understand? So we
Kim?
have to we have to speak up so we don't become part of the problem, because I've asked certain people, how was work? Boy, my workplace toxic and this and that and this and that. But what have you done? Because when you stand up for somebody and you educate somebody about their rights, it becomes a domino effect, not just in your time, but the time that comes after you.
Fantastic. Onekha?
Yes, thank you. So I would like to say in closing that the Antigua and Barbuda Workers Union will continue to advocate for workers' rights. We will continue to do collective bargaining. We will continue to advocate for job security. We are here for you. We are your people's lawyers. And rest assured, we have done it for 59 years ago, and we will continue to do it for 59 years and beyond. We are phone call away, we are Facebook click away, we are websites away. Okay, so anytime at all you have any issues, whether it's grievances, negotiation, even just to have a conversation, come on down to Antigua and Barbuda's Workers Union. You can see us. Right now, presently, I deal with walk-in grievances mostly.
Okay.
So you can walk in at any time. You don't even have to set an appointment. You can come on up, ask to see an officer, and we are readily available to assist you to deal with your matter.
Excellent. And Brother Riley, President Riley?
Well, I would have touched on a lot, so I'm just going to give the week of the activities. So we're now currently doing our Media Bliss. On Sunday, we'll be having a church service.
Sunday 3rd, we want to be clear.
Oh yeah, the 3rd of May, sorry. Sunday, because Sunday's coming.
Yes.
The 3rd of May, we will be at the Freeman Village Methodist Church at 9 o'clock. We're asking you to join us. On the Monday, we will be on the road. We'll be here in front of the Workers' Union. We'll be hearing the speeches from the General Secretary, the Deputy, myself, officers.
Women, young workers, job stewards, everybody.
So I'm asking all our members and even potential members to come on down. You don't have to be a part of the union to join us.
Yes.
You don't have to wear a blue shirt. You can wear any color shirt that you want. We're not discriminating against any color. We're asking that members, well-wishers, join us on the 4th of May while we journey through St. John's, and to show solidarity and to continue to push for workers to understand that the union is important.
Yes, union is alive and well in Antigua and Barbuda, ABWU.
Excellent. I want to thank all of you for being here with me.
Thank you.
I think this is the biggest panel that I've ever hosted.
Really?
Wow.
You gotta check back on that. You gotta check back on that.
I'll fact check that. But again, in any case, it's been lovely hosting all three of you here as part of the Workers Podcast, and we do look forward to more fruitful conversations. Of course, we do this for our members, for workers all across Antigua and Barbuda, to enlighten, to educate, and to uplift you. Again, thank you so much, audience, for being a part of the Workers Podcast. I'm Anderson Edgel. Bye-bye for now.